We're going to northern Cameroon to Bénoué National Park. We'll be there for 3 weeks to try to look for some giraffe and do a hippopotamus and crocodile survey. So we will be doing a diet study. So we'll be going out to find the animals and then to look a little bit more closely at what they're actually eating during the day. And then spending a bit of time setting up some camera traps, which we will use throughout the park to be able to understand their distribution within the area, and also to be able to start to recognize individuals. So each individual giraffe has a unique spot pattern, and if we can capture lots of images of those spot patterns, then we can start to build up a database of the different animals that are there and get to know the individuals a bit better. Well, if we can understand which individuals are there, we can get a better idea of how many there are in total. And also we can start to track their life history. So over time we can see how one individual might reproduce if it's a female, or how they're aging, whether or not we stop seeing them, which might be an indication that they've moved out of the area or potentially been hunted. So it can help us to really track what's going on with each individual, which helps us to better understand the population dynamics. Very little or very few studies have actually been done on them over the years. Which is part of the reason why we didn't realize until very, very recently that they were undergoing this silent extinction, and actually their numbers were dropping quite significantly. So we go out during the day with some eco-guards who are very, very familiar with the area, with the national park, and with where the animals typically are seen. And then we follow them from a safe distance. Because there's quite heavy hunting pressure there, we will have to keep quite a distance from them or they get scared very easily. And then we just follow behind them and sort of record what they do, what they're eating, who they're interacting with, etc. And then also using the camera traps, we can do that remotely through a type of remote sensing. It depends on the season. So if there's quite a lot of food around, say in the wet season, they won't have to travel quite as far. But in the dry season, when food is quite scarce, especially in Bénoué National Park, which is very, very dry for at least 6 to 7 months of the year, they'll have to travel a lot further during a day to be able to get enough food. Far might be, several tens of kilometers at least. And again, it depends on the sex of the animals. So the males might have to travel farther. They sometimes will overlap with several ranges of females, for example. So we will use the population numbers in an effort to create an action plan, a national action plan for the Kordofan giraffe in Cameroon. And we're also working very closely with 3 other national parks in the northern part of the country that also have Kordofan giraffe. And then we'll start to better understand what's going on with the population dynamics as a whole and implement management strategies to better protect them. So one of the things that the National Park does on an annual basis is a survey of the entire Bénoué River. So within that river is a relatively healthy population of hippopotamus and of crocodiles. So we want to help the National Park to redo that survey this year. So it means we'll be walking along the Bénoué River for over 90 kilometers, should take us 6 or 7 days, and using a drone to actually get a better image of the river and be able to see the population of hippos and crocodiles. The problem with a visual survey, which we've used in the past, is that you can only see them when their heads are above the water. And last year when we used the drone, we actually could see many, many more animals that were submerged underneath the water. So this will help us to get a much more accurate population count. I've been to Bénoué one time before, so this is our second trip out there, but to Africa for many, many years.